بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Oh, my brothers and sisters in Islam, have you ever felt that weight in your chest, that silent burden, that restless emptiness that no amount of distractions can fill? Have you ever stood in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, wondering, why does my heart feel so distant from Allah? Why do I feel lost, as if something is missing? What if I told you that every Monday in this sacred month of Ramadan, you have been given a hidden key, an opportunity to open the doors of divine mercy, to wash away the stains on your soul, and to elevate your faith to a level you never thought possible? What is the worth of a single word uttered with sincerity for Allah? Can the repetition of His remembrance change the very essence of your being? Can 2 surahs and 4,000 dhikr rewrite the destiny of your heart? Today, I am not just inviting you to a routine, I am calling you to a transformation. A journey through light and purification, a path that has healed the broken, guided the lost, and revived the dead hearts. So tell me, are you ready to answer this divine invitation? Have you ever walked in a place so dark that you couldn't even see your own hands in front of you? Have you ever felt lost, abandoned, without direction, without hope? هذا هو حال القلب البعيد عن القرآن. This is the state of a heart distant from the Quran. Some people live their whole lives chasing shadows, chasing wealth, chasing love, chasing happiness, only to find themselves standing at the edge of an abyss, looking down, realizing that all they pursued was nothing but a mirage. كسراب بقيعة يحسبه الظمآن ماء. Like a mirage in a desert, the thirsty one mistakes it for water. Surah An-Nur 24:39. How many souls have wandered in search of peace yet found nothing but emptiness? How many have filled their hearts with the dunya, with desires, with sins, and found themselves alone, broken, crying at night, unable to silence the voices of regret, the story of the lost man. There was once a man who had everything: wealth, status, admiration. He lived as if this world was his paradise, forgetting the one who created him. He built palaces but neglected his prayers. He gathered riches but abandoned his soul. One day, death knocked on his door. As he lay on his bed, gasping for breath, he whispered, "Give me one more day, just one more day." But the angels do not delay. His wealth could not buy him another moment. His status could not save him. His friends, his lovers, his power, none could follow him into the grave. وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدُ. And the pangs of death will come in truth. This is what you used to avoid. Surah Kaf 50:19. He opened his eyes in the grave, alone. The walls of the dunya had fallen. No more laughter, no more applause, no more distractions. Only the silence of the earth and the whispers of his regrets. Ayn al-Quran. Where was the Quran in his life? Where was his salah? Where were the nights of crying to Allah? Your heart cries, but do you listen? O servant of Allah, do you not feel it? That emptiness in your chest, that void that no pleasure of this world can fill. You laugh, you smile, you distract yourself, but in the silence of the night, your heart whispers, Ya Allah, I am lost. The Quran is not just words. It is light. It is guidance. It is the rope of Allah that pulls you out of the pit of darkness. But tell me, when was the last time you held it? When was the last time you let its words heal you? أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا? Do they not reflect upon the Quran, or are there locks upon their hearts? Surah Muhammad 47:24. If your heart feels heavy, if your soul feels restless, it is calling you. Return. Before the moment comes when you will beg for one more day, and there will be none left to give. There are people who carry a weight in their hearts that no medicine can cure. They smile, they speak, they move through life, yet inside they are drowning. Their hearts are restless, anxious, burdened with regrets, haunted by sins, seeking peace in a world that can never give it. وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ فِي نَفْسِكَ تَضَرُّعًا وَخِيفًا. And remember your Lord within yourself in humility and in fear. Surah Al-A'raf 7:205. How many of us search for peace in wealth, in love, in success, only to realize that the more we chase, the emptier we feel? How many nights have passed where you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking, why do I feel this way? Why is my heart so heavy? O servant of Allah, listen carefully. The heart that does not remember Allah is like a man lost in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by water, yet dying of thirst. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ ذِكْرًا كَثِيرًا. O you who believe, remember Allah with much remembrance. Surah Al-Ahzab 33:41. The story of the forgotten soul. There was a man who once had everything. His pockets were full, his house was grand, his laughter echoed through the streets. But inside he was restless. He tried to silence his heart with distractions, with entertainment, with indulgence. Then one day, he sat alone and asked himself, what is missing? He had food, yet he was still hungry. He had a bed, yet he could not sleep. He had people around him, yet he felt alone. One evening, he visited an old masjid he had not stepped into in years. As he sat in the dim light, an elderly man beside him whispered, "Say, La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah." He repeated it, again and again. And as the words left his lips, something shifted. A tear escaped his eye. His shoulders felt lighter. His heart, for the first time in years, felt alive. Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. The shield against darkness. O my brothers and sisters, how many of us are like that man? How many of us walk through life carrying burdens we were never meant to carry alone? Dhikr is not just words. It is a shield, a light that cuts through the darkness of the dunya, a cure for the diseases of the heart. The Prophet said, "The example of the one who remembers his Lord and the one who does not is like that of the living and the dead." Bukhari and Muslim. When you repeat Subhanallahi wa bihamdih, glory be to Allah and all praise is due to Him, your sins are erased. When you say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, there is no power nor might except with Allah, you place your trust in Him. 4,000 times every Monday in Ramadan, not as a routine but as a lifeline, as a means to wash your heart, to bring light into the darkness, to heal wounds that only Allah can heal. So tell me, O servant of Allah, will you allow your heart to remain heavy, or will you pick up the key to its freedom? Will you let the dunya consume you, or will you call upon the one who can save you? Two surahs that illuminate the path. There will come a day when the voices around you will fade, when the laughter will turn to silence, when the people who knew your name will move on, and you will be left alone. وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ, and the pangs of death will come in truth. Surah Qaf, chapter 50, 19. At that moment, who will speak for you? Who will defend you when the darkness of the grave closes in? Who will stand by your side when even your own shadow abandons you? O servant of Allah, you do not have to be alone. Al-Quran shafi'un lak. The Quran will intercede for you. 2 surahs, Surah Al-Mulk and Surah Al-Waqi'ah, are not just verses. They are your protectors, your companions, your light in the darkness. Surah Al-Mulk, the defender in the grave. The Prophet said, "There is a surah in the Quran, 30 verses, which will intercede for a man until he is forgiven." Surah Al-Mulk. Tirmidhi. There was once a man buried beneath the earth, his soul trembling as the angels approached him. The questioning began. His deeds were laid before him. His sins, his shortcomings, his moments of heedlessness laid bare. But suddenly, from the darkness, a voice rose. "Ya Allah, this man recited to me every night. He never slept without me. I will not let him be harmed." It was Surah Al-Mulk coming to defend him, to protect him from the torment of the grave. O you who listen, tell me, when was the last time you let this surah stand beside you? Do you think your wealth will defend you? Do you think your status will intercede? If the Quran does not recognize you, then who will? Tabaraka alladhi biyadihi al-mulk wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Blessed is he in whose hand is dominion, and he is over all things competent. Surah Al-Mulk, chapter 67, 1. Surah Al-Waqi'ah, the key to sustenance. How many people chase after wealth, yet find themselves poor in peace? How many wake up every morning running after money, yet sleep every night with an empty heart? The Prophet said, "Whoever recites Surah Al-Waqi'ah every night will never experience poverty." Ibn Kathir. There was once a man drowning in debts, his pockets empty, his worries filling his heart. One day, an old scholar told him, "Recite Surah Al-Waqi'ah every night. Let it be your companion." He obeyed. Days passed, then weeks. He remained patient, and then, as if the doors of the heavens had opened, his risk, provision, began to flow. His debts were paid. His worries disappeared. What changed? He let the words of Allah bring barakah into his life. إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةُ لَيْسَ لِوَقْعَتَهَا كَاذِبَةٌ. When the event, the last day, occurs, there is no denial of its occurrence. Surah Al-Waqi'ah 56:1-2. The path is in your hands. O believer, will you let these surahs be strangers to you? Will you wait for the day when you are left alone, wishing you had made them your companions? The grave is coming. The trials of life will not stop. But the Quran is a light, a shield, a friend that will never abandon you. Recite Surah Al-Mulk before you sleep. Recite Surah Al-Waqi'ah to bring risk into your home. Let the Quran walk with you before the day you walk alone into your grave. The special virtue of Mondays, the day your deeds are raised. There are days that pass without meaning, lost in the cycle of routine. But there are days that hold a weight in the heavens, days when the gates of mercy are opened, when the angels stand witness, when your name is carried up to the Most High. Atalam aya yom hada. Do you know what day this is? It is Monday, a day unlike any other, a day chosen by Allah, a day filled with barakah, a day that could change your destiny. The Prophet said, "Deeds are presented before Allah on Mondays and Thursdays, and I love that my deeds be presented while I am fasting." Tirmidhi. O servant of Allah, tell me, when your name is mentioned before your Creator, what will be written beside it? When the angels carry your actions up, will it be a scroll of light or a scroll of regrets? Monday, the day of the beloved, the best of creation, the mercy to mankind. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad was born on a Monday. It was a day of light, a day when the world changed forever. A man once asked the Prophet, "Why do you fast on Mondays?" He replied, "It is the day I was born, and the day the revelation was sent to me." Muslim. Have you ever thought about this? The day that gave the world its greatest gift, the arrival of the final messenger, is the day that many of us treat as just another beginning of the work week, just another routine. But to Allah, it is a day of blessings, of renewal, of nearness to Him. The story of a forgotten soul. There was a man lost in the distractions of the dunya. His weeks passed in endless cycles of work, entertainment, and indulgence. His heart felt empty, but he did not know why. One day he came across a hadith. Your deeds are presented to Allah on Mondays. It struck him like a thunderbolt. Ya Allah, if my actions were lifted today, what would they say about me? Would they say that he prayed? That he remembered his Lord? That he sought forgiveness? That day, he made a decision. Every Monday, he would fast. Every Monday, he would repent. Every Monday, he would seek Allah's mercy. And something changed. The weight in his chest grew lighter. The whispers of regret faded. His heart, once restless, found peace. This is the power of Monday. The day your deeds are raised, O you who believe. Today is not an ordinary day. This is the day when the pen writes your name before Allah. Will you let it write your heedlessness, or will you let it write your sincerity? Man sama yawm al-ithnaini kataballahu lahu bihi ajra sanatin. Whoever fasts on Monday, Allah records for him the reward of an entire year. The choice is in your hands. How will you greet this Monday when it arrives again? Will it be a day of wasted hours, or a day when you renew your bond with your Lord? A month where blessings are multiplied. There are moments in life when the heavens open, when the angels descend, when every dua is lifted and every action is multiplied beyond human comprehension. Hal tudrik ayya shahrin hadha. Do you realize what month this is? This is Ramadan, a month where the gates of Jannah are flung open, where the whispers of shaitan are silenced, where Allah Himself calls out to you, Ya baghi al-khayri aqbil wa ya baghi al-shar aqsir. O seeker of good, come forth. O seeker of evil, stop yourself. Tirmidhi. O servant of Allah, if there was ever a time to turn back, if there was ever a moment to cleanse your soul, it is now. But tell me, how many Ramadans have passed where we said, next year I will do better? How many opportunities have we let slip through our fingers? Ramadan, the month where time becomes gold. In this sacred month, every second is valuable. Every breath is an act of worship. Every sujood is an elevation. Every tasbih is recorded. Every letter of the Quran recited is a mountain of reward. The Prophet said, whoever fasts in Ramadan out of faith and seeking reward, All his past sins will be forgiven. Bukhari and Muslim. Think about this. What if this is your last Ramadan? What if your name is written among those who will not see the next one? There was once a man who fasted every Ramadan with sincerity. He prayed, he gave charity, he made dua every night. But before the next Ramadan arrived, he was gone. His book was closed. His last deeds had been recorded. But his family spoke of something incredible. His grave was filled with light. His soul was at peace. Because in his final Ramadan, he gave it everything he had. Laylatul Qadr, a night worth more than 83 years in this month, lies a night so powerful, so divine, that a single dua, a single rak'ah, a single tear shed in sincerity is worth more than a lifetime of worship. Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alfi shahr. The night of decree is better than 1,000 months. Surah Al-Qadr 97:3. How many of us waste this night? How many of us sleep through its blessings, distracted by our phones, our desires, our heedlessness? What if this was the night that could change your destiny? The Mondays of Ramadan. A weekly gift every single Monday of this month is an opportunity, a chance to seek forgiveness, to be among those whose names are lifted to the heavens. O servant of Allah, will you let another Monday pass you by without seeking His mercy? Will you let this month fade away without changing your heart? The angels are writing. The gates of Jannah are waiting. The most merciful is calling. Will you answer? There are two types of people in this world. Those who wake up every morning and drift through life, repeating the same cycle, day after day, never changing, never growing. And then there are those who rise with purpose, who reshape their existence, who walk the path of Allah with conviction. Which one are you? Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Indeed, Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:11. O servant of Allah, how many years have passed where you have stayed the same? How many Ramadans have come and gone, yet your heart remains burdened, your soul still restless, your connection with Allah still weak? Do you not long for peace? Do you not crave a heart that is at ease, a soul that is weightless, a life that is guided by divine light? The routine that changes everything. Every Monday, a door opens for you, a chance to reshape your heart, to discipline your soul, to strengthen your bond with Allah. 2 surahs, 4,000 Dhikr. A commitment to something greater than yourself. This is not just repetition, it is transformation. It is the act of chiseling away at the rust on your heart, of replacing your weaknesses with strength, of turning your heedlessness into remembrance. There was a man who once lived in heedlessness. The Quran was a stranger to him. The Dhikr of Allah was absent from his tongue. His heart was heavy with sins, his mind clouded with worries. One day, he made a decision. Every Monday, he would dedicate himself to Allah. He began with small steps, reciting Surah Al-Mulk before sleeping, whispering Subhanallah wa bihamdih after every prayer. At first, nothing seemed different, but slowly, something changed. The anxieties that had weighed on him for years began to fade. The whispers of shaitan grew weaker. The darkness in his heart turned into light. His life was no longer the same. Alladhina amanu wa tatma'innu qulubuhum bi dhikrillah. Those who believe and whose hearts find peace in the remembrance of Allah. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. The choice is yours. O believer, your soul is calling you. I am tired of the dunya. It is exhausted from running after illusions. It is waiting for you to return to your Creator. Will you ignore it? Or will you take this Monday, this gift from Allah, and use it to transform your life, to rewrite your story, to heal your heart, to become the person you were always meant to be? The opportunity is here. The path is in front of you. What will you choose, O my brothers and sisters? If you seek tranquility, if you wish to elevate your soul, then do not delay in implementing this powerful routine. Let every Monday of this Ramadan be a step closer to Allah, a step toward purification, a step toward true peace. Do not let this message be just another reminder that fades away. Take action. Start this Monday, and may Allah accept it from us all. Wasayin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.